Alright, time for an update. Since I've been pretty busy and we're just now, plan kind of came together. So, first we got the studs in. It was pretty boring anyway, but the GoPro it didn't charge, so I wasn't able to record anything. But basically, it took me one night after work, a couple hours, measured and cut and test fit all the studs. And then last night we came in here and Christy helped me. We actually got the studs screwed into the frame, into the frame that they already got in there. And we actually screwed it in from the top as well, from the roof down into the studs. And there's more screws I'll add just to, make it all tighter. Like this one's not screwed into that at all, not up there, not up there. So we'll get there. But anyway, here's the update: we got the framing done, and we put the plywood up. Now that was a free piece of plywood from the slide out bed. This is kind of a budget thing right here. So we're using that there. This was free plywood I had from building the pallet bar. This was also free wood from that. Actually, I went pallet hunting, and this was like a wood, a plywood skid they received some machinery on, and they were like, yeah, take that too. Thank you. Taking their garbage, which is perfect. So that was free. That's why there's these gaps. This one we bought, but the other reason for the gaps is I'm keeping them between the original roof raising system, because that's, this is all staying. This is really a true conversion. I'm not kind of the bigger project for tonight is getting this, putting the plywood on this. Then I want to get the doors officially hung up, so the plywood will be on here. Then those will carriage bolted through to these. These need to be screwed in permanently. They're just kind of like tempting. I think there's only one screw in here. Quick little tour here. The inside, I had the bike in it last night because I was so excited. Kind of boring bits I don't want to ramble about too much, but this top one doesn't do much. It isn't working. It's not connected in here, so I can't lock this one from the top. But this bottom one works, and if you thought I wasn't going to use zip ties on this project, you were wrong. Hopefully that actually continues to work, but yeah, I had to take this assembly off of the bottom because I cut these doors like 6 inches, but kept the lip, like I think I was saying earlier. So the door actually covers all this, for water, whatever. So now this pole actually goes down in through here, and then of course there's no wall left on the stud there, so we just drilled it in the plate there. Kind of janky, but she works. So show you that. And bada boom, bada bing. With this door, there was no bottom lock. There was just the top one, so it just kind of knocked out the 2x4. It's got this little Open me from the inside, boss lever. And push up a little bit. It's a little tight, but I mean, that's good. Okay, and since we're over here, we got a loading light. I used, you know, the whole, get like what, a 12 pack for $10. It's supposed to be an LED switch. And then I switched the way all these wires go, because, you know, there's no freaking diagrams on Amazon, or you don't get any instructions, but essentially the way these work is you got power and ground coming to the switch, and then a hot signal coming out. Well, anyway, I switched them all around. I may have burnt it out from soldering, and I don't know, like one of these tabs was actually getting pretty loose when I was soldering it. It was actually the ground one. So whatever, neither here nor there. Switch works. If I get anal about it, I'll switch that out for like, or the LED that works, because I put that same switch in there for one of the arming buttons in the console. But anyway, bada boom, bada bing. So I mean, load the bike up in there at night. This opens wide to 38 inches. So, and this is 23 inches from here to here. We got 38 inches in between there. Plenty of room. I'm hoping that this was the Jayco model that has a cargo capacity of like 800 pounds, because then got a trip in the works, maybe towing my dad's Harley in here. It's definitely long enough, but we're gonna put some eyelets or some D shackles in the floor to mount things. So we got the side door in. That was a cool little thing. Nothing really exciting to go over there. Mounted the box over here, and then all of the wires are running in through here. These are just trailer lights and our 120 lights. Trailer lights 12 volt for the outside. So we have an outside outlet, we have an outside light, which I might have shut off. Yeah, because these get pretty hot, like hot enough to burn the lenses. But so we got this, so I actually got two outside lights. We have an outside outlet. Pops was over last night, and we did this wiring here. We got a junction box there, but it's actually prepped for an outlet to go right into there. Then the wire sheet starts here, 120. That's just a junction box, so we could have no wires. Actually, the wire that was in here wasn't long enough, so the piece that goes from there to there, we put in. 12 volt, just piggybacked off the 12 volt, switched to the outside light over there as well. Pretty much covers it. Next, I need to build the storage boxes along the sides for the bed to lay onto. These 2x4s are temporary. But speaking of the bed, oh, and this is the chintzy freaking plastic license plate holder on the light that didn't even have long enough studs to go through this and whatever you're going through. I mean, so here's my clever. So I think only design flaw here is I need to put some Velcro up here, so when you do unlatch it, you can stick it up here and it stays stuck up here until you go and pull it back down, and I'll show you why that would be important here soon. Oop, that's not supposed to be there. Wires and stuff are just kind of hung up temporarily. That was the old shut-off switch for when if the light was still connected to any battery. When you close the camper, it cuts the power. So I may just take that out. I don't know. But for now, it's not important. So here we go. Here's the fold-down bed. Comes down. Again, in my way. Go on the side. Alright. Don't. There we go. Get out of my way, out of my way. Actually, out of my way. Okay. Of course, this wasn't a thing earlier, but you know, grab the GoPro, and now we got wires just in my way. Okay. Let's put this back down here where it was. Okay, cool. So there it is. I had to cut it an inch short because I wanted the bed to be this height, same height as the original frame, just to leave tall enough boxes. But then when I went to go put it up, it interfered with this. So I cut that an inch, so it's an inch short of 4 feet, and this was the original bed. As with that piece, that was one of the beds for that side, bed for that side, that pulled out when it was a camper or a pop-up. So then I cut this to 13 inches. So Of course, I didn't have any plywood that was long enough, so these are just 2 scraps that are bolted together. I mean, it's not like sit on it sturdy yet because there's no boxes. The boxes will come out to like here, so there to there, so that'll help. But this will fit a queen, so it's 6 by 5, queen size. And my idea, thought about it, didn't get to it yet. I'm gonna hinge 2x4s on this side, so when you set it down, the 2x4s will swing down and support that vertically. So if this makes sense, we would hinge it to where when you lift it up, all right, so there's my hinge like that, and then as you're setting it down, you know, now it's going to be swinging like that. Should be this height actually, because it is. Wow, look at that. So yeah, obviously that is way more sturdy. Look at that. Oh yeah. We got to make this, shout out to my boy Luke. He said we have to make it, well, love proof, if you know what I mean. By the way, her name is Agnes. She gave me that vibe. She said, hey, my name's Agnes, when I was doing some of the woodworking here. So anyway, yep, that's the idea. And then when you lift it back up, it'll bend down like that, or swing down like that, and yeah, storage is fine. And here's what I mean by that thing needs to be freaking Velcro to the top, because it's like you gotta just stick your hand back here, lift it up, and I mean, it couldn't be much closer than that if I had any fatter hands. But the concept is pretty solid. I mean, that's tight. You have to actually push it in just to be able to spin that. So that's what I wanted. I didn't want this thing wiggling around and being crappy. Pretty level. When I got it, it was. But yeah, pretty stoked on this. These LED lights look awesome. They're super bright. Looks like we got 2 diodes per side marker. These I thought were reflectors. License plate light, side markers. Got all these ready to go. And my driveway's icy. Cool. And yeah.